guys, how are you all doing? It's a girl Cindy, and I'm back again today with another gist. I trust you guys are doing great. Thank you so much for always coming back, watching my videos, liking, commenting, subscribing. I am truly grateful, guys. Thank you. So I just want us to see this video today from Uncle Thomas. Now, if you are on TikTok and you ain't following this man right here, you are missing a lot. I keep saying this. Now, Uncle Thomas is one of the black TikTokers that I follow on TikTok. I mean, he is sound. Of course, he is highly educated. He has the word. Like, I could listen to him all day. I saw this video. He started off by saying that there is a reason that white history has to happen. Of course, we know that we are in the month of February, which is Black History Month. And I said that this is a month where we're gonna see a lot of audacity videos. Now, that was a video I reacted to some months ago. I have deleted the video anyways. I would have, referred that video to you guys. But the white woman was so angry, you know, that black people are always celebrating stuff. They are celebrating Black History Month. They don't have White History Month. And then she felt, you know, it is like too much. They need to start celebrating, White History Month. So when I saw this video, I said, I'm going to bring this video here so we all can listen to Uncle Thomas together. I'm going to show you just one stage. And of course, I'm going to show you his comments. Please stay with me. This is a 9 minute video, but I believe it is worth listening to. Please check this video out.
You know, there is a reason that White History Month has to happen. There's a reason for it. Because not just because of people bitching about it.
Why don't we have a White History Month?
But more than anything is to show you how incredibly fucked over a lot of white people are by holding on to that shit. Like, seriously. You were holding on to a concept that was given to you so that you would not rise up and murder the elites. Bacon's Rebellion and all of that. And some of you have been raised on it. Some of you cling on to it like it's a life raft and your ass just got off the Titanic. It's like the wood that Rose was laying on. There's enough room for everybody, but, you don't want that. But I have to show you this fucking story because a lot of what passes for whiteness can be also connected politically to a party. That would be the Republican Party. White men overwhelmingly vote Republican. White women in a majority vote Republican. And what do you have to show for it? I'm going to show you exactly how big of a fuck you the GOP has for you. I'm going to show you something. Just watch. That says exactly what you think it says. Missouri Republican disowned Ku Klux Klan linked candidate for governor. My home state of Missouri. Now, I know, fake news. Hold on. That's him. That's him right there. Darryl McClanahan II. That's him. Right there. He wants to be the governor of the state of Missouri. He's an honorary member of the Triple K. But let me show you what he said. You have to see this. This man called a cross burning. I want to read exactly what he called it. A cross burning was merely Christian identity cross lighting ceremony. He's playing in your face. Smiling in your face all the time. Got nuts on your face. The backstabber. Nuts on your face. But hold on. Wait a minute. Let me show you how deep this rabbit hole goes. Now, this is Daryl McClanahan II. I'm guessing that's his daughter. Standing next to Jay Ashcroft, son of John Ashcroft, former governor of Missouri. And Jay wants to follow in his dad's footsteps. So what does he do? Stand next to an honorary member of the Triple K. Ladies and gentlemen, this is whiteness in its purest form. I know a lot of y'all like, Villain, what the fuck are you talking about? Stay on the bus, children. Keep your hands inside the windows. We're going for a ride. I've said before that politicians on both political parties do not give a fuck about black people. They don't give a fuck about people in marginalized communities at all. But you know who else they don't give a fuck about? Poor white people. They never have. And Daryl McClanahan even being close to the apparatus of one of our major political parties proves my point. Do you know what that means? Do you really understand what that means? That means the GOP did not do any background checks at all. They just took the man's application. I want to be governor for the state of Missouri. And they said, okay, I'm a Republican. Which, by the way, why do the racists flock to the Republican Party? Why? The white supremacists, the racists, the Triple K people, why do they flock to the Republican Party? Probably because they feel like their ideology would fit in well with them. I mean, argue with your mom, but don't argue with me. And that's my point. That's exactly my point. You see, whiteness will have you believing that GOP values are your values. Because you love your weapons, Second Amendment, blah, blah, blah. Not First Amendment, the right to say to these people, hey, you're not doing anything for me. Why should I talk to you? Why should I vote for you? None of that, no. They don't fight for the rights of you and your children to live in a safe environment or, have enough adequate money to be able to take care of your food and medical needs and things of that nature. They don't advocate for any of that. They don't. And you know what the worst part about it is? You don't ask for it either. You just don't. You don't. If they have an R behind their name, you'll vote for them. That's why Daryl McClanahan did what he did. Now, here he is, an avowed racist. But he fits right in. Funny how that works, isn't it? But that is the insidious nature of whiteness. That's what it is. No matter how many times we explain to you what white privilege is, nobody is saying that you have not had it hard. What we are saying is that you also do not have to bear the burden of the racial history of this country. No matter how many times we explain that to y'all, y'all still don't get it. Y'all focus on the privilege part, not the entire phrasing. And then you get defensive when somebody tells you about these things. You understand whiteness only exists because the elites did not want a banding of the working class people to overtake them and to literally listen to their grievances and change. Y'all get mad at little trinkets like Black History Month or Gay Pride Month or Pride Month or Mexican Heritage Month or Women's Month. Y'all get mad at those trinkets. You know what we're mad about? The fact that we even had to have those trinkets in the first place. Black history is American history. Women's history is American history. Pride Month is American history. But they don't teach you that. They don't. They want you dumb. They want you uneducated. They want you heavily armed. They want you mad at somebody other than them. That's whiteness. And no matter how many times people within marginalized communities tell you this, you will not listen. You won't. You will cling on to that one fucking thing because somehow you were told that it makes you superior, and it doesn't. It does not. You have a participation trophy sitting on your chest and you get nothing out of it. Nothing. Poverty does not give a fuck about being white. Addiction does not give a fuck about being white. Working your ass off for little to no pay does not give a fuck that you're white. It doesn't care. And then the GOP, which is the political party you flock to, overwhelming majority of white men vote Republican. Overwhelming majority of white women vote Republican. And what do they give you? What do they give you? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. So much so that they're like, hey, here's an avowed racist. This motherfucker is telling you he's a racist. Maybe you'll vote for him for governor. Because they know you're never going to stand up and go, hey, wait a minute. I don't even have any values in common with this motherfucker. Why is he here? But you won't. You will not do it. What does that say about you? What does this say about the fact that they call you the haves and soon to haves? They call you embarrassed future millionaires. Has that ever worked? Did it work for your dad? Did it work for your granddad? Did it work for your great granddad? Or did they work the land and die broke and penniless, broken men without any fucking light at the end of the tunnel? Did they tell you to keep your nose to the grindstone and keep doing this? So you need White History Month, not because we want to show just your atrocities, but to show you the folly of holding on to something that was given to you. You didn't earn it. It was given to you. But you get nothing from it. You're still poor, broke, and broke in. Seriously.
Wow. Okay, like I said, I am here to learn. I saw this video, I couldn't watch it alone. I decided to bring this video here so we all can see this video together. Perhaps you have one or two you want to add. Please feel free, drop it in the comments. I'm going to show you just one stitch. And of course, as we do it here, I will show you guys some screenshots of comments. And I would love to know your take. What do you think? I want to learn also from you. As a young Black woman, I have a lot to learn. Okay, so before I proceed, please note that this video is only for educational purposes, not to bully anyone, not harass anyone, but it's just to create awareness so we all can see and know what is happening on social media, especially on TikTok. Please check this stitch out.
That White History Month has to happen. First, go watch Thomas's video, and I'm going to be expanding on it a little bit here. In 1619, when the first colonizers came to these shores, they began to lay the groundwork for relocating the indigenous population. And relocating them is putting it mildly. And they also brought with them chattel slavery, and that existed in this country for 246 years. That ended at the end of the Civil War in 1865. After that, there was a brief period of Reconstruction, and then Jim Crow, which lasted another 98 years. And that, for the most part, depending on who you ask, ended when LBJ signed the Civil Rights Act in 1963. Now, during this period of chattel slavery and Jim Crow, there was also Western expansion, Manifest Destiny, etc. And that included the Trail of Tears, which lasted from 1831 to 1850. Almost 20 years. That is almost 20 years of force marching the indigenous population from one side of the country to the other. So if you do the math, this country has only existed without chattel slavery or Jim Crow for only 61 years out of its 404 years of history. 61 years. And last I checked, reservations still exist, so really we've never existed as a non-apartheid state throughout any of our history. And I know that will probably bother a lot of you, especially if you wear those stupid little red hats that say, "Make America Great Again." But I digress. So if you think back to when you were in high school, or at least when I was in high school, what was I taught? I was taught about the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, the Civil Rights Movement, the Trail of Tears. That was pretty much it. How can that be the only thing we were taught when this country has existed for its entire 404 years as an apartheid state? With 343 years of that either being slavery or Jim Crow. Now, a lot of you will argue that other countries do the same thing and they are way worse than we are. Those countries have anthems that say things like land of the free, home of the brave.
Those countries claim that every citizen has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And when somebody like me points that out, that not everyone in this country has the same rights as everybody else, and your first response is to say other countries are way worse, that's the wrong response. Your response should be, how can we fix it so that everyone has those same freedoms? That also begs the question for those of you who like to wear the stupid little red hats that say, make America great again. Exactly when was that again? When was America great before? Was it within the past 61 years? Was it before that? Because there's no way you can go back to that without disenfranchising somebody else. There is no way you can go back to that without taking something away from somebody else who probably doesn't look like you. But I'm sure that there are a lot of you who would be more than willing to go back to that. If American history has taught us anything, it's that the majority of its populace is willing to endure the suffering of others so that their lives can be made easier. Well, anyway, this has been Doc for Diesel Punk Industries. Thanks for watching, and as always, Crunchy White, pimp forever.
Okay. I would say that real history is so important to learn, and to know. I, for one, I am out to learn because obviously they're not teaching history in school. I was never like taught the real history. Okay. I got to find out some of these things, from most of the videos I have reacted to. And of course, I did, some research. We really need to learn the real history, even though they don't want to teach it, but we just have to, study, read, teach ourselves, and then know the real history. Now, beside me are some of the comments I grabbed. Please pause to read if you want to. And thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, share, and of course, come back for another video. I'm gonna see y'all in my next one. Y'all take care. Bye.